Today I'm speaking to Mr. Anshul Gupta, Managing Director at OPG Future Mobility. So, in this call, we will talk about their overall vision for their EV business, their recent rebranding exercise, and synergies that they derive from their legacy businesses in inverters and batteries. Hi, Anshul. Welcome to EV Reporter Podcast.
Thanks, Priyakshi. Thanks a lot.
Why don't you start with the thought process behind the recent rebranding from
Hmm.
Okaya EV to OPG? What was the thought behind that?
Got it. So, Priyakshi, what happened over the last many years when we, started off with the journey to create the EV business and the ecosystem with it. So over the years, we felt that the entire brand connect with the end consumer in terms of automotive product line and everything had to be differentiated from our parent brand, which was Okaya. And Okaya being a very strong battery name, a household name in the industry, it became a little difficult to sort of resonate with the customers on the automotive front in the long. While it brought a lot of customers also, to be very honest, but to position an independent entity out of it, an individual brand in itself was a challenge. So we created strategically two brands. We wanted to create a specific two-wheeler brand, which is Ferrato, and under the OPG flagship, the mother brand, and then create a three-wheeler specific brand, which was Auto OPG, and position these two brands differently in the market, separate distribution network, separate experience, product lines, a very well-defined roadmap we created. And quite happy to create this. It will be a journey which is going to be a little exciting, tough. Monies get spent, but that is I think part of the brand journey that we want to create.
When you started in the EV space, what were there any particular synergies that you derived from your legacy businesses that helped you move along?
Hmm. So, see, as a group, we have been into electronics, Microtech being a 38-year-old company now, uh, electronics. Then we do a couple of things in IT. And then we also are known for batteries, so lead acid batteries, etc. I started the lithium ion business as well for batteries back in 2016 and 17 beginning. So when the advent of EV was yet to come, I realized that Microtech does AC to DC. So it was time for us to create something in the charging station space. So I first went into the charging station space, leveraging the electrical electronics know-how of Microtech. So that gave me a initial boost confidence that okay, this technology is not as difficult. Yes, it's challenging, but if you know the basics, if you can do it at a large scale, like in a company like Microtech, and the family has only done it, right? So it gave me that confidence to venture into the EV charging station space as well. Then we went on to the lead to lithium ion conversion that was happening slowly but steadily at that time. So the battery experience helped a lot. Our footprint has been in all those industry areas, whether it's IT, whether it's battery, mechanical, or the electronics. So it gave us a lot. It made a lot of sense to venture into EVs back in 2019. So because you already have talent within your group organization, you sort of leverage that. You take the talent from the market, you take the talent from the group companies, and we were able to create a product line after 2 years of research development, and a lot of the things were done along all those different areas. So to tell you a brief, we went into EV charging stations first, then lithium-ion batteries parallelly for energy storage applications, principally for solar and all of these upcoming spaces. We did a tremendous amount of electrification using lithium-ion batteries with the government and the clientele that we had. And over time, we emerged into the EV space. The fundamental idea was to propel and only make batteries with LFP technology. We never ventured into NMC from the start, and that defined our scooter entry strategy as well. That we were one of the first companies to come up with LFP only products, right? Double battery products, different kilowatt hour within the same scooter. So that all we were first for all of those things, and the industry has been catching up on that.
When it comes to your battery business, specifically
Mhm.
lithium ion batteries for the e-mobility applications,
Right.
so is that like only for captive requirement?
So the EV component business is open to manufacture and supply to others as well. So we have two-wheeler batteries, we have three-wheeler batteries, the distribution, aftermarket, all of that. We have been connecting with a lot of parts. We've been getting a lot of inquiries also. Earlier, we were a little bit concentrated on improving the battery designs further after all our learnings of having 60, 70,000 scooters on road and more than 20,000 lithium-ion batteries on road for three-wheelers also. So we realized that let us get those learnings, build the battery, improve it, and then go to the market again. So now that phase is done because we have cracked all of those things for two-wheelers and three-wheelers. Now we've opened it up to the market again. So we're talking to OEMs, creating a distribution network for it as well for the aftermarket.
Okay. And when you say EV components business, apart from batteries, what other components are you currently offering?
Okay, so if you consider L2, L3, and L5 segments, we are in all these three segments for the vehicle components, right? In L2 category, we are doing motor, controller, TFTs, the speedometers, both TFT based and analog segmented ones both. Then we do wire harnesses, frames, plastic parts, right? Out of all of these things, what we have opened up to the market is obviously battery chargers, motors, controllers. That is the key part of the entire the drivetrain system. When you also, we have been talking to some strategic partners for the plastic molding, painting, because we have our own paint shop, and the frames also. Right. When you come to the L3 segment, we are doing again battery, motors, controllers, chargers, then frames. So the first for the powertrain is again open to the OEM segment and the aftermarket. L3, we have strategically partnered up with a few companies, sorry, in India. So we are yet to localize it at our end, at our facility, but we are working with third party. Over there, we're working on battery charges as of now, but we'll slowly and gradually advent into that space as well for the motor controllers, etc.
Understood. So for these different e-mobility lines of businesses, where are the manufacturing locations? And if you can also give me a sense of the scale that you currently.
So we actually have four four to five plants. Let me just recapitulate. But yeah, it's spread across 45 acres of manufacturing in Himachal. We have one plant which is around 15 to 18 acres, which does the component side of things, like the powertrain components, the batteries, the lithium-ion batteries, the energy storage battery, the EV charges, all of it into one big unit, and it's a plant within a plant concept. So we have different manufacturing locations within a very big plant, separate team managing all of those things, subject matter experts. Very close to that is our vehicle assembly unit, where the two-wheeler vehicle assembly is done, hardly 2 kilometers away. Then we have a third plant, which is of frames in an independent area, 5 kilometers from our component plant. So over there, we make it's a fully robotic manufacturing line, which does scooter frames and e-rickshaw frames all in-house. The frames are done with ACED coating. And then we have uh, the fourth location, which is the plastic parts and paint shop. So in the plastic part and paint shop, we are doing the plastic molding, injection molding, and everything, and then the internal paint jobs as well for a colored finish as per our needs and the colors that we are offering in the market. So overall, we have these four principal locations, but we have a fifth unit coming up soon. We are working it out for the three-wheeler. We want to shift out of Himachal for three-wheelers into probably UP or Rajasthan, Haryana belt, because of some logistics costs that are there, which we can help to propel our margins ahead. So we're working on that. So we have four active units. Three-wheeler currently is also being manufactured in Himachal itself in our main component facility. It's a separate, very big facility where the entire assembly lines are set for three-wheeler also.
What kind of team size do you have for your e-mobility business all combined?
So we have roughly, to be precise, 489 people. These are on fully on our roll. If you take the contractual side as well, I think we would be somewhere around 800 to 1,000, hovering between that.
And if you can give me a sense of the level of localization in all of your manufacturing setups, and what are the main import dependencies at the moment?
Yeah, so when you talk about EV chargers, we have applied for patent registrations for our own design. So PCB, we have supplied our own designed DC chargers in the market. We have around 1,000 or DC chargers out of the 3,500, which are our own designed from end-to-end component, the control cards, boards, everything. So that's under, I think we have, other than microcontrollers, PCBs from India, mounting is done in-house. We have our own SMT also. Strategically, some parts we're doing it from outside. So localization in that has been more than 85%. The only parts that are remaining as per the PMP guidelines is the rectifiers, right? Gun we have localized. The screens are pending as per the PMP guideline and rectifiers. Other than these two, these get done in SKD, right? But the further target is there to localize it. When you talk about two-wheeler segment, we have done more than 84% localization, right? Keeping cells aside, right? If you take cells aside, we have done more than 84% domestic value addition. And that is because we are doing the entire frame, plastic parts, molding, and then motors, controllers, everything in-house. So if you split, we have a complete from winding till like laminated core comes. So winding and then the assemblies of the motor, stator assembly, everything till the end in the BLDC hub side is done. The mid-drive motor is also currently in the stage where the winding is not done, but we will get into winding as the volume scale up. So that is on the motor bit. Controller is completely manufactured in-house. Chargers are localized. Some we do, some we buy from Indian partners in India. Again, meeting the qualification criteria for the e-drive schemes. Um, yeah, clusters also. So we've pretty much done a lot of work on the domestic value side addition. Most of that is in-house, but yes, we do have some strategic partners. When you talk about three-wheeler, it's pretty much all localized, battery being the major part of it. Cells come from outside, chargers, motors, controllers. We have Indian partners and ourselves also. So complete domestic value addition is done for that. I think only e-rickshaw, certain parts are, imported directly, but other than that, pretty much all in-house, domestically sourced. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Anshul, if you talk about sales of
Hmm.
end products, two-wheelers, three-wheelers,
Hmm.
what kind of year was 2024 for you, and what numbers do you anticipate this year?
So 2000 last calendar year, the numbers are out for high speed. But if you talk about the overall two-wheeler category, we had a degrowth in our numbers, right? Whether it's high speed or low speed, we found that where are the areas of improvements, right? So we are working along those areas to scale back our volumes up. As of now, the things that I've planned strategically to do for two-wheelers revival and scaling the growth, I've done certain changes in the entire the way things are getting communicated, marketing, from things happening at the retail on ground, the distribution side of things, right? So at the end of the day, being one with the dealership is very important. So we have a dealer by dealer connect that is happening. The idea is to flourish with the dealer, resolving if there are any challenges. I'm personally doing all of that with my team members. So we are seeing the result. We have seen our retail in Feb itself uh, for high speed, low speed mix doubling from last month. So two-wheelers, we are aiming to revive with new model launches, certain strategic product additions, price positioning, and a lot of groundwork. So the numbers should reflect in this calendar year and the financial year, the upcoming one both. When you talk about three-wheelers, we have just started 2 months ago in terms of active retailing. We were doing trials, testing. The dealerships were in the trial phase. Now the dealerships are getting ROIs also. So first the idea was rather than expanding full on across India, we took some phase by phase markets, as we should have done in two-wheelers also. So that's a learning we took from two-wheeler when we went into rapid expansion. And then when the sales didn't happen as per desired, so we had a shrinkage. So the idea is to make the partner earn in this calendar year, and everything is to drive the viability for the distribution partners and also the total cost of ownership for the end consumer. Three-wheelers, we are aiming to ramp up the distribution now. To answer the question, numbers were not that encouraging versus the previous year. This year, we are looking to scale up our numbers and bring in investments and bring, a partner on board who would infuse the money into these businesses. And we have certain application of funds which we have, and then scale up the businesses to the IPO route. In two-wheeler space, we have around 300 odd network partners, right? So we want to scale it up to 550 odd numbers when you talk about the main dealers. The first priority is to drive the viability of the existing dealership network.
Understood. So, yeah, so 2025 is, I think, a very big year for you.
Yes.
And
No vacations.
I wish the very best to you and your
Thank
team.
you. Thank you.